In the small, dimly lit basement of an old, abandoned house, 3 friends gathered around a dusty wooden table. Mark, Sarah, and Jake had always been curious about the paranormal, and tonight they were attempting their first Ouija board session. The room was cold, and a sense of foreboding hung in the air as they placed their trembling fingers on the planchette. "Is there anyone here with us?" Sarah asked, her voice quivering. The planchette began to move, spelling out words, HELLOFRIENDS. They exchanged nervous glances, but continued. "What's your name?" Jake inquired. "CLAYTON. As they conversed with Clayton, the spirit, the atmosphere grew even more unsettling. Cold gusts of wind blew through the basement, extinguishing the candles. Shadows danced on the walls, and the friends felt an oppressive presence. Clayton's messages turned dark, warning them to leave. Ignoring the warnings, Mark asked, "What do you want, Clayton?" The planchette spelled RELEASEME. Suddenly, the room plunged into darkness, and they heard a horrifying guttural growl. When they managed to turn on a flashlight, they gasped in terror. A sinister, shadowy figure stood in the corner. Panic set in as they tried to flee, but the basement door slammed shut, trapping them inside. Clayton's voice echoed, "NOESCAPE." The friends were forced to continue the session. They begged Clayton for their release, but his messages grew increasingly malevolent. Time seemed to warp, and the basement felt like a never-ending nightmare. Days turned into nights, and the friends grew weaker and more terrified. They were unable to sleep, their only sustenance being the little food they had brought. Clayton's presence tormented them, whispering nightmarish threats and promising eternal suffering. One night, Mark snapped. He grabbed the Ouija board and tried to destroy it, but Clayton's rage was unleashed. The room shook violently, objects flew through the air, and a deafening cacophony filled the basement. In the chaos, Sarah and Jake managed to wrestle the board from Mark's grasp. They pleaded with Clayton for mercy. Finally, Clayton relented, but on one condition. They had to find a new host for him. Desperate and fearing for their lives, they lured a trespasser into the basement, setting up the Ouija board. Clayton eagerly entered the new host, leaving Mark, Sarah, and Jake free at last. But the horror wasn't over. Clayton's malevolent spirit now inhabited the intruder, and they watched in horror as he unleashed his fury upon the world. They had unwittingly unleashed a darkness that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. With that, the basement door creaked open, and they stumbled out, forever scarred by the horrors they had experienced. The Ouija board lay in ruins, but the curse of Clayton would never truly be broken.